A cafe conversation. It's a cafe conversation in the ladies' room. 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 A cafe conversation in the ladies' room.
Welcome to Cafe Conversations. We are so happy you're here. The cafe is full tonight with Metamorphosis representing in full effect. Yes! I have everybody in with us tonight. Starting on my left, the beautiful Cynthia, new friend to the cafe. Mr. Vincent Ford, y'all know him. Okay? We got Aisha, your host with the most, Charece. To my right, I'm sorry. My other left. To my right is Mike. And introducing, you guys haven't seen her yet, her first debut, Sierra. Welcome to the cafe, everybody. I'm so glad y'all with me today. And stuff. And we have a wonderful topic, to share with you today because spring is in the air. And love is in the air, and the birds are chirping, and they're in couples in the trees, and they're singing songs, and the turtles are together, and, the rabbits are, just jumping around, and there's about 50 of them because it's been a cold winter. I'll let you figure that one out. But tonight, we want to talk about something that we all have been through. And if we haven't been through it, you probably will go through it. We want to talk about dating, the good, the bad, and the otherwise. Okay? So sit back. If you need to go grab something to drink, go get that now. Come back. Get ready. Not you. Okay? If you want to go get something to drink, this is going to be a hot conversation. And we're going to start it off with just this. Is there a specific list that you have of characteristics that you want in a mate? Okay? Mm-hmm. I'm going to put that out there. I'll let you marinate on that a little bit. Sorry, that is not our music, okay? But thank you very much for letting me use those 8 seconds. And I'll give it to Cynthia first.
Oh, me first?
Yes.
Newbie.
Is there a list when it comes to a man? Yes, I do have a list.
Ooh.
Okay.
You want to share with us what's on your list?
Yes, a man that knows how to confess, provide, and protect.
Oh, okay.
You got an alliteration going on.
Okay.
He has. Before I talk to a person, I have to see his character as a whole. So, who are you? You have to show me who you are, and I have to look within me and see if can I be with this person. So, it's more so the individual themselves. So, everyone has different characteristics.
Gotcha.
You bring something to the table what I've never seen before, it might add to my list. But I don't have a long list where it's like you gotta be 6 foot, you gotta have a 400,000 salary, you gotta have a Bentley, you gotta have this, that, the third. No, my list is you gotta be educated, you gotta love yourself, you gotta, basically show me that you love yourself and that you can pour into yourself and you can invest into me.
Okay.
So that's what.
Okay. I like that. Mike, I'm gonna let you speak on behalf of the gentleman population. Is there a list?
Yeah, definitely need someone with ambition. Like you can't just be dating someone who's gonna drag you down, because you need to uplift each other, and that's a big part of it. I think that's what a lot of people get lost on, because they start meeting people and they develop feelings for them, but if they're not good for your soul, at the end of the day, they're gonna hold you back. That's a big thing. Hate to sound vain in this, but I think looks is also a big thing, because you don't want to wake up next to someone who you don't find attractive. That's just a big, and I know that sounds kind of bad, but I was just being honest with that one. Also, you need to have same morals, because you need to be able to get along. You need to be able to communicate with one another and articulate if someone did something wrong. You need to find out why, because that's just going to lead to resentment down the line.
So
And-
communication is big on your list.
Oh, that is
that's
critical.
high on
Yes.
being able to communicate. Okay. Sierra, you knew. Come on. Share with
Another
us.
newbie.
Do you,
Okay, my list is kind of long. Like, I have a little notebook, so it's
Uh-oh.
about 2 pages long in my notebook. But I'll just share a few because I think, like you said, being able to protect, provide, pray for sure. They're definitely top 3. But like emotional intelligence, can we communicate?
Yeah.
Are you a respectable person? Are you an honest person? A trustworthy person? I think those are like probably the top 10 maybe on the list. And then, like you said, getting to know the person. If we can mesh well together, then I know, okay, we can continue this. But if I can't see how we fit, then
Right.
it's just like, we can,
okay.
yeah.
So physical attributes aren't a big thing for you.
I would say it's like a 5 out of a 10 because it's like, I think we talked about this before, like your physical attraction can grow as you get to know someone, but I do have to at least be attracted to you as a
To
person.
be able to look his
In the
way for a
eye.
moment, like, he
Yeah.
might be alright.
Yeah. Yeah, a little stare. A little
Some-
stare.
some-
A little closer.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Yeah.
know what? Aisha, how about for you?
I think it's so interesting and really admirable to see that everyone really does have a list and priorities. But I think it's so important, really, to even look within yourself to first say, hey, do I have these qualities that I'm looking for in another person? So just like even
Good
working
point.
on yourself. So if you are single, just taking that time to focus on where you can become better. I definitely have a list, and just like my list, I'm checking off if I have those same qualities.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because you do attract what you put out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do
Right.
believe that. Mr. Ford, did you have a list?
Oh yeah. I don't want you to be on a walker.
Oh.
I don't need you to have an exorbitant list of meds that you got to take because I may forget. And physical attractiveness is critical. Why not?
Okay.
Is that vain? Is that superficial? Ask me if I care. I'm older.
Gotcha.
I can do that.
At this point, you just want to make sure that a pretty face is, on your arm as I don't know. Well, let me
But
ask you
hold on,
this, because you yourself, you're a very
Uh-oh.
intelligent man. You're a very intelligent man. So do you feel that the woman that you would like to be with should have the same comparable educational status as you, or
Not educational status, no, absolutely not.
okay?
But I do need someone who's got a modicum of common sense,
Okay.
and someone, I like what Mike was saying, someone that's not going to drag you down, but also allow you to build you up, because life is tough,
Yeah.
and there's going to be bumps in the road, and I need somebody, as you say, that's got your back. So the education part, and there's so many different ways of getting the education.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily book learning that I'm looking for, but someone who understands. But I will tell you one thing that absolutely is a must for me, you got to be able to conjugate a verb. I don't want someone who cannot speak and write
I got you.
cleanly
I
and
got
clearly.
you.
That's knockout, boom. I'm sorry, you're gone. That may sound shallow, but again, I don't care. I'm old.
I love it. Are there any non-negotiables?
Oh, yes.
What are the non-negotiables?
Oh,
Tell
absolutely.
us. What are the non-negotiables?
Okay, so for me personally, it's religion. I have to be with someone of my faith.
Okay.
And manners. Good manners. If you don't have manners, I'm not interested. I don't even want to speak to you.
Okay. Let's talk about that. Are there any other non-negotiables?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
Here
Hold
comes
on.
it.
All right,
Hold on,
look,
quick.
give it to
Go that way.
What are your non-negotiables?
Ooh, okay, so top 3 for me is like if I'm talking to someone or dating someone, I definitely like if we're discussing marriage, I think that just in general, no kids. We gotta be having our first
Yeah.
experiences together, so no kids.
Okay.
Definitely someone in my same religion. I practice Christianity, so I would want
Okay.
them to have those same that same foundation, and like non-negotiables, a liar, because I feel like if you're a liar, that just trickles into every
Absolutely.
other part of your life, and I can't trust you. So that's
I
about
got you. Okay.
Cynthia had a couple.
My non-negotiable is somebody that just don't take care of their hygiene or their appearance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you sag your pants and you got stains in your underwear, and then you talk slang, you hear the slang. As soon as you talk to this person, you hear all the slang words. It's like I just met you.
Right.
And you're
right.
talking to me this way, or if you're loud and you gotta be the center of attention.
Yeah.
And you need
But-
people to see you.
Yeah, that's a non-negotiable. In lying, you know what I mean. Somebody lie to you 24/7. You already know. Oh, you just lied to me. Okay. you don't have any integrity. Like so if you have no integrity, or values or morals that you follow, if you have no discipline, it's like that's a non-negotiable. Like
Yeah.
I don't have time to train you for these
Okay.
things. You know what I mean? So
Train you.
How about you?
not train, but
Yes,
teach.
train.
I got you.
We gonna learn from each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes, I mean I can lead. You
Gotta
know
grow
what I
with
mean?
them.
I like it. Okay.
Um,
Guys, non-negotiables?
Well, I completely agree with one thing that she said, like lying. That is critical to me. Like I can't, like if you're not gonna be honest with me, then like what's the point of even being with me?
Right.
Another one that's somewhat serious is something Aisha said, like religion. Like like I take that very seriously, and I would like
Okay.
someone to like if they're not there yet, like I would like to like walk with someone, but if we can't get past the dating stage, if they're not if we don't think the same, like past the dating stage, then I don't think it's gonna work out like that. I agree with what Vince said. Like I can't be dating someone who like uses a walker. Like that's gonna I live a very fast-paced lifestyle. So and I agree with Cynthia. Like as far as hygiene goes too, because I mean let's face it, like
You want that smell good.
I want that smell good.
That
Smell good. Of
I
course.
got you. Okay, so is age a non-negotiable?
Wait a minute, you didn't get mine.
I'm sorry. Oh, you started the conversation. But go ahead, Mr. Ford. Give me your non-negotiables.
A smoker.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm with you.
Oh yeah,
I'm
with that
with
one.
you.
Yeah. Cigarettes.
I'm raising
oh, no.
2 hands on that
Yeah.
one. I'm raising 2 hands on that one. And I get it because it is nasty. That's like licking an ice tray to kiss somebody that's a smoker.
And alcohol.
And I don't,
Yeah.
and I don't want that on my clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that on my clothes. I don't want it in my hair. I don't want it on my bed. Anything like that.
Nothing good in
When
your
I get
bed
in your
anyway.
car, I don't want to be like, ooh, contact. No, you know what I'm saying? Yes. So I'm with you 100%. My non-negotiable, I will say, is the man that cannot hold a conversation.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Yes.
If you can't have an intellectual conversation with me without complimenting me on how good I look, okay? And girl, I can't wait to get you home, okay? If you can't have a conversation with me about business, life, or something meaningful, and everything that comes out of your mouth has to kind of lean towards some sort of sexual attraction to me, then I don't want you.
Yeah.
I don't want you because one, I find that offensive. I mean, as a woman, I would hope that someone would see me in a different light other than just physical attractiveness. And don't get me wrong, I know I look good,
Right.
but I'm just saying, other than physical attractiveness. But I also tend to believe that if we're, like you said, if we're unable to talk and we cannot talk on a level that's above shallow things, then I kind of feel like, well, what's going to happen when we really do need to talk about something important, something that's going to be a major life change or really impact us or our children or our families? You're not going to be able to have the hard conversation because the only thing you're fixated on is my physical properties, so, and I won't know where you are as a person.
Yeah.
I tend to believe that, a conversation between two people says a lot, and that kind of brings me to my next question is your list. There's a difference. There's a difference and how y'all date today and we dated back in the day. Okay? There's a difference. So let's talk about dating today.
That's what I was gonna ask is where do you meet these people with your non-negotiables?
Right.
Where are we meeting them?
Like where are we meeting the people we're dating today?
Online dating?
Oh, scary. I mean, do y'all do online dating?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of us that are not doing online dating because it's terrifying, let's talk about online dating. Tell me what's happening during online dating? What site are you going to? Like, how are you choosing? You know, okay, don't get me wrong, and I don't know anything about Tinder, so I'm putting this out there now. Charece does not use Tinder, but I have to ask about it, you know, because most cases people have brought it up, and you're like, you know, swipe left, swipe right, you know,
Super
go
light.
up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't understand what that means. I'm gonna leave that alone. And then it was like, you know, Tinder has a totally different concept than other dating sites. You know, so I was like, oh, well, good thing you said that, because, you know, people will be on Tinder doing the wrong thing, looking for and getting the wrong result because they're there. So let's talk about online dating.
Okay.
Tell us about it.
You probably don't want to go on Tinder.
She's like, let's get that off the table.
Yeah. One that I did like, that I did meet a friend. We're still friends today. We're just like, we have a long relationship. Now we've been friends for like 3 years now.
Okay.
Was BLK. It's like Black People Meet
Oh.
type app. But it's a lot of races on there. You'll see a lot of, you know, Indian men, Caucasian men,
Okay.
and everyone on it. But that was a good app. It was cool, you know. But some of the guys are very similar in the way they dress and how they look. And it's just like, then it's like every other one. You're probably like, okay, that's nice. You swipe left, you swipe right. Swiping right is mean you like them.
Okay.
Swipe left means no. So, and they
Okay.
do the same thing. So they'll see your pictures, and you'll see their pictures. You'll see their bio, they'll see your bio. And if they like you, they'll match with you. And if you match, then you guys can have a conversation with each other. But if you like me and I don't like you, we will not match.
Ah.
So it's like, it's all about appearance.
So how do you? Okay, so wait. How do they choose who to send you?
So basically, so everyone puts their profile on the app.
Okay.
So you say what you're interested in. If you're
Gotcha.
a woman,
Okay.
and you say you're interested in men, they'll direct you to the men. If
Okay.
you're a woman interested in women, they'll direct you to women. Or
Gotcha.
vice versa.
Preferences.
Yeah, your preferences.
Okay.
But also you can choose, I think, like, right, Mike? You know a lot more than You can specify filter, right?
Like my filter.
Yeah, you can filter, like, all the things that you like and what you're looking for.
I think like as far as that goes, you have to like purchase like the premium options, which
Nobody's doing that.
I don't get the budget for that one.
Yeah.
We're not paying for
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
So you can get a
Exactly.
free account or you can get
Yeah,
a premium
yeah,
account.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Like get
Okay.
the premium, like you get like unlimited like likes, and you get. I think they put your profile out there more, so you
That's if you're
so-
really desperate. If you're
Yeah.
desperate and you looking for love, I really want to find somebody,
Paying for it.
then you pay for it.
Yeah.
But if you feel like, hey, I'll just try it out.
Mm.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to the free version. If I meet somebody, then we'll talk and
Yeah.
talk to a bunch of people at one time. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sierra, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I mean, this is my experience because I don't do online dating too much. I
Yeah.
recently joined the app. It was called Upward. It's a Christian dating
Oh.
app. So I'm like, okay,
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna waste my time as much as I would on the other app. So I
Yeah.
joined it, and it was pretty cool. Like, of course, I met some people on there that definitely weren't Christian. Like, they was on there. I did meet a nice guy on there, and I'm like, okay. Deleted the app and everything. So I'm like, I think being intentional when you get, if you're gonna online date, being intentional about where you go and who you talk to while you're doing it is good. It's not same way you would meet somebody on Instagram or Facebook. It's just
Right.
more like intentional. We're gonna talk.
Yeah. That's what we're
Okay.
here for.
Yeah, yeah.
So let me ask you this. Catfish.
Oh,
Uh,
yes, hot topic.
Are we afraid of catfishing? I mean, so there's a whole television show about people, you know, on online dating apps and other people catfishing. And for those of you who don't know what catfish is, that is when you pretend to be someone else, you know, and in most cases you steal their profile, use their pictures, set up a whole scenario of this person, but you don't even know who this person is, you know, or whatever the case may be, to hide who you truly are. You guys are not concerned about catfishing, and let's talk about catfishing. Has anybody ever had an experience with catfishing?
I have.
Oh,
Recently,
Oh.
actually, this is funny. I feel bad. I hope he doesn't like it.
Expose him.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it was a guy I met on the same app, and he was cool. We started talking or whatever, and then we moved over to the texting. Okay, so we're texting, and I'm continuing to send him pictures and stuff like that because he didn't feel comfortable on FaceTime. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send you some pictures. You gonna send me some pictures, and then he started talking about how he doesn't really take pictures, and from the first couple pictures I saw, I'm like, okay, I can understand why. He's a taller guy, a bigger guy, so I'm like, okay. But then a couple weeks later, he sends me some pictures, and he's getting his hair done, and he's like probably 200 more pounds than he was in his original, and I'm like, I don't like that because one, if you would have just shown me what you look like, I probably still would have talked to you. But it's just the fact that you looked like this on the app, and now you look like this, and then you don't want to meet because he says he wants to get himself together. It's like, sir, just be honest about who you are and where you are right now, and maybe we can still talk. But now I'm scared of you because like you can't even tell me that you. I was overweight too. I understand. Like you don't even get that I understand. So it was just like it was really like dang.
And it might have been something that y'all could have bonded over.
Literally,
you know what I'm saying? Because you might have been able to say, you know, hey, I at one point might have been, you know, heavier too, and I lost doing this. I can help you with that, you know. I get it, but people, you know, are afraid of what you think, what you're gonna think of them. Yeah, this is true.
Not even the same person that you posting to be. So it's like for whoever you end up talking to, it's just like that's disheartening because you're a good person, but I cannot trust you moving forward.
Right.
Who are you? And what's your mind like?
Yeah.
You know?
We're gonna hide stuff.
Yeah, it was sad. I was a little sad.
So but it's a little concerning for me, because you know, it's like we've watched multiple shows, and I mean, you go on Netflix, there's like a million shows, you know, of people, and one of those shows is The Circle. Okay, and The Circle, you know, is you have to get, it's not necessarily dating, but it's just you kind of have to get to know the people that live in the building, but you never see them.
Yeah.
So you have to develop alliances and friendships and, you know, all this kind of stuff based on what they tell you. And in some of those scenarios, you know, there are catfish where, I mean, there are guys pretending to be girls, there are girls pretending to be other girls, there are girls pretending to be guys and stuff. And in a couple of the episodes, you will find that, you know, girls were talking to other girls who were saying they were guys and they were attracted to the pictures of those guys. And so they were like literally flirting, and then later on, you know, find out, oh wow, you wasn't even a guy, you was a girl. And I kind of like told you I liked you and you wasn't who you were, you know. Catfishing to me is, I'm sorry, that kind of puts me in fight mode. That makes me mad.
Yeah.
It makes me angry. It really does. And it makes me angry simply because I want to know who you are from the beginning.
Yeah.
Get to know me from the beginning. I'll know you. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And stuff like that. And just be yourself. And you never know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand that it's a protection mechanism for many people. It's a protection mechanism because they're concerned about rejection, you know. And rejection is hard, especially in the dating process. It's hard, you know. It's like, you know, you go touch somebody, you like, remember in school? You might remember this, Mr. Ford, in school. You used to write that note. You write the note, and you fold it up.
What would make you think
Oh, and you have the phone. Remember the one you You know? And then you have to answer the question, you send it back, and then the teacher get it, and then she wants to embarrass you. And she's like, Michael Jones, Charece Sanders in row 3 wants to know if you like her, if you meet her at lunch, and you got embarrassed. But no, anyway, like, I miss old school dating. I'm not gonna lie, I miss old school dating. I'm terrified of online dating because you really don't know who you're gonna get. And I am not a catfish lover. I'm scared of catfishing and stuff. Not only because you just might get an insincere person, you know. One case it was just that he was a little bit overweight and like that. But you talking about murderers, you talking about
What else you do?
all kinds of stuff.
If you also think about it, if you meet a person on the street today, he could be a murderer, he could be a killer, he could be anything. You don't know who's just met him, and now you give him your number. Now you guys talk. Now you have to do your research. If I want to talk to somebody, best believe I'm going on.
Been verified. Been verified.
Okay, who is this person? I'm a detective. I'm gonna figure out who you was, who your mama is. Everybody, I'm asking questions. Oh, when's your birthday? Just ease in there, just try to get this information, and then align it, and then see your documents. Like, okay, let's see, and then you gotta meet my family. So. And see how you work around them, not your family. So.
See, now I'm just the opposite. I don't bring you around my family until I feel you out. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is I don't want you exposed to my inner circle unless I know you're going to be in my inner circle. Yeah. And it takes a minute for me to let people in. Actually, it takes a minute for me to let people into me. You know, because I'm not one to really want to expose my emotional self. Because people tend to use that against me, you know, and they'll take it as a weakness, and then they'll, kind of use that to do whatever it is that they're trying to do, stuff like that. But, I'd rather sit with you face to face and have a conversation and watch your body language and do the assessment like you said. I want to smell your breath and see if it stinks. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Dating, you just say, listen, when are we going to, they have to address it, but when are we going to meet? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, let's FaceTime, let's do the talking, let's FaceTime, let's see your face and everything, and now let's see if we can, go on a date. And then from there, you got the physical person, and now you can see everything. Now, if a person says, oh, no, I can't go out, I'm so busy, just nothing going on. He can never make time. Or make a call. Something's going on in the background.
That's what I'm saying. I need that telephone conversation. Talk to me. Tell me what you do. Tell me about yourself. And no, I don't want to know your favorite color, what you like to eat, how you want your steak. If I don't.
I mean, that is an important question, though. Like, what if someone wants to, like well done? Like, I want to know someone who's going to be eating a boot next to me.
What? Are you serious right now?
No comment.
Like, did you see his face just now when he was talking about the well done steak? I happen to like well done steaks.
Well,
I
why do you
thought
like
we was
eating
cool.
boots? Oh, we're cool. Like, we're not dating.
He said,
like,
"Why am I eating boots?" Oh my goodness. Okay. No, but I really, I really need to kind of see the person. I need to see what your demeanor is like. The other thing is too, when we're out face to face, it's hard for somebody to lie to your face. And I tend to believe that online, even on FaceTime, it's a lot easier for somebody to lie to you because they're hiding behind that phone.
Yeah.
They're hiding behind the screen and all like that. But if you're in my face and I ask you a direct question, most cases you get, see, what had happened was, but at least that's real. It's truthful. You're seeing that about that person. The other thing too is that I want to see how you're dressing, and I get where you're going. I want to cut out that middle piece. I don't want to have to go from online to the phone to FaceTime. Okay, now we're 4 months down the line. Now
you know what I'm saying?
A week at
process
most.
of 2 to 3 weeks, right? Talking to somebody.
Yeah, and also too, there are certain things that I need to see if you're a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? If we go out to dinner, no, I don't expect you to pay, but I do expect you to go for your wallet. Okay? That shows me that you were willing to do so. You know what I'm saying? Well, see, okay. And maybe
Now wait
it's
a
an
minute,
age generation.
time out, Skins. You see, here's where this dating stuff has gone awry. Where is it written that the guy has to come out of his pocket for everything? Okay? Now, you say you want to see if he's going to reach for his wallet.
I'm gonna let y'all.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to reach in my wallet. I'm going to tell you, my wallet is in my car. I'll be back. If I'm not back in 10 minutes, it's dine and dag.
Wow.
I would
Wow.
never talk to you again. I was like, oh,
Wow.
well, listen, I pay for it. I always keep just enough money for the both of us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because at the end of the day, my intentions for you are great.
Yes.
So if we're gonna go on a date, you're the man. I'm the woman. So I'm gonna play my role and you play your role.
But what if you asked him
Roll.
out?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
What if you asked him out? I mean, should you
If
pay?
I ask him out,
If
when
you asked him out, should you pay
how
or
does
should
that
he
go?
still pay?
How does that go? Because I'll redirect the question and say, so when are you gonna ask me out?
Oh.
Okay.
Like, we going out to dinner.
So when are you
Okay.
gonna take me
Out
out?
to dinner.
You see, so it's like, oh, let me take you out. No, take me out. When are you gonna ask me out? So
I don't know. I mean, I would.
Oh, Lord.
I guess I
Think
would
about
ask a guy out.
think about it. It's like, listen, okay, if a man doesn't pick me, I won't go for it because the man wants what he wants. That's what I know.
Gotcha.
So if he picks the man picks the woman and the woman decides she wants to marry the man. So I'm not just gonna go pick a man. Oh, hey, pick me. You know, because he may not like me. No, if a man wants you, of course he'll treat you like the woman that you're supposed to be if he wants you. So if you going out and picking this man, he'll let you pay the bill. Here, pay the bill. Open your seat. Open your car.
Yeah, but you
Do
don't
all
have to.
this on your
But
own.
you don't have to be.
No.
You don't have to be a pick me chick in order
No,
for
listen,
him
it's
to.
nothing wrong with a pick. No, it's nothing wrong.
No. Because you know what? I think some women are pick me chicks and they make a lifestyle out of that. Okay? And yes, they wake up in the morning and be like, pick me,
Make up their whole personality.
pick me, you know, and stuff like that. But I don't think there's anything wrong in a woman asking a man out. Now, timing might be of essence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It depends on when you do it. Now, I don't know. Okay, because I'm bold enough, if I find someone attractive and I want to get to know you, I'm not afraid of rejection.
Mm-hmm.
So I will approach and say, hey, hi, I'm Charece Sanders. How are you? I thought you was cute. I mean, I get right to the point. I thought you was cute, you know, and I like that. Are you single? That's my first question. Are you single?
It depends on how you define single.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people say yes, and it's only because at the moment they're away from their wives and kids who are sitting at home while they're out at the singles mixer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I am single at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I guess truthfully at the moment they're answering the question truthfully. But I mean, I will ask, and then I just do believe if I asked him out, you know, I would pick up the tab. But I do have an expectation that as a gentleman, being out on a date with a lady, that he would at least offer. Give me the opportunity to say, no, I asked you out, so I'll cover it. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I get
And stuff like that. So it still gives him the opportunity to have that male ego moment to be like, yeah, I'm taking her out, I'm showing her I could do this for her and all like that. But it's also keeping the control in my hands where it's kind of like, all right, I asked you out on this date, but it's not going well. Hey, thanks a lot and all like that. Let me get the check for you though. And then I'm out, but I'm blocking you on my phone on the way to the car. You know, so I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. But go ahead.
I have a question, but are you really in control? What if he's just using for a meal now?
Oh, well, I'm not
and
telling-
women never do that.
Listen, wait a minute. Wait, women, everyone does it. A lot of people do it. Yeah, where they have a bunch of men lined up where they'll take.
You're on Monday, you're on Thursday.
Yeah, and guess what? I have brothers, so I see my brothers do it. So it's like it goes on both hand in hand. It's just more so what are your intentions up front? You know what I mean? If they ask me on a date if I don't like him, I'll say no, thank you, but thank you.
Right.
You know, but if I'm interested in someone and they ask me on a date, then it's like, yeah, of course. But I know in the back of my head, if he doesn't have it and I have it, I'm gonna like slip him my card and let's still let him pay for it. You know what I mean? If he doesn't have it. But other than that, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, just take me on a date or anything and ask a man out. That's just me. Because I'm just like, hey, I'm a catch.
Yeah.
Come to me.
I think that, you know, if you don't even want to deal with that, I would suggest that, like, maybe not go on a date where you're just eating or, you know, dining. Do something different. You know, go hiking. I'm just saying, you can.
For somebody you just met.
When we first met, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah, very trusting.
I will feel like,
We're gonna
you're trying to kill me.
Left in the woods.
We're gonna hike up the hill to the pizza shop. That's about it. You know, we're not going into the woods.
On the sidewalk.
A paint and sip or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, some
you know
more
what I mean?
public. Yeah.
Like it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, a
I mean, but
dining
paint and sips
experience.
still take money, and then that takes pre money before the date because you gotta buy tickets to go to that.
I mean, if you're interested in that person, does the money really matter?
For me, no.
If you're interested in
For
that
me,
person,
no.
you know what I mean?
I always say I'm a cheap date. I always say I'm a cheap date simply because one, we don't always have to go eat. It's more. For me, it's more interesting to walk and talk with you
Yeah.
That's
and
beautiful.
find out about you
Mhm.
than it is for me to go. You can spend all the money in the world on me in a restaurant, and it still ain't gonna make a difference if you can't hold a conversation with
Yeah, I want that time.
me. You know,
Yeah.
and I would probably be even more. I would probably be more insulting because. It would be like you spent all this money, and I would offer to give you your money back because that's how much I'm not going to see you get. Then I would offer to give you your money back or pay for
Not the refund.
No. I'm just saying. You know, it's. I would really consider that simply because I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to do this again.
Yeah.
All right, so all jokes aside, here's the problem. I'm still from that generation where if the man asks you out, he's taking responsibility for paying for it. He's going to take responsibility for making sure that he knows where to go. He's not going to sit there, oh, Sarah, where would you like to go? No, he's going to make those decisions for you. I don't want to say for you, but it's his role to make those decisions. He'll pick you up. He'll take you to wherever it is. He'll open that car door, you know. And then at the end of that, you can find out if there's some sort of compatibility. Because nowadays, you meet somebody online, you talk to them, you email, or whatever the screwy heck it is, but I don't know who
Who I'm
the heck
talking
you are.
to, right?
Yeah.
Like
You know?
there's a component missing.
Yeah.
I mean, like being in the room with somebody, okay, like this, being in the room with y'all, having this conversation would be a lot different if we were having this conversation on Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because
Energy.
when exactly, you know, there's something missing when you're doing it online. You know, you're not picking up on people's body language. You're not picking up on their energies. You know, and stuff like that.
And they have a mute button when they want to not.
Right. You know, it's. And there's a lot, right. And the other thing, too, is that, yeah, I want that one-on-one attention. I want you to be focused on me and only me. I don't want you focused on what's going on in your house or, you know, God forbid you got kids and the kids are running behind in the video and, hey, who's daddy, who's that? No, we don't want all that. You know what I'm saying? We don't need all that. Like, I want you to be focused on getting to know who I am.
All
But
right,
again,
that got throwing something else again then.
go ahead.
I'm focused on that. Then how come, and I go to so many restaurants where I see not just women, I'll say both parties,
On their phone.
on their phone.
Oh yeah, I can't stand that.
Yeah.
I would not go out.
Hey, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Put that damn thing down.
Y'all should see me with my
Well, how do y'all
family.
feel about that?
Give me a refund.
Oh, okay, okay.
I had to stop what I would do. Like even if I take my siblings on a date, whatever, we're
Yeah.
going out and stuff. I take your phone and do this and put it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna beat you up because I love. If I'm with you, I love that undivided attention.
Yeah.
Like, we're here together.
Right.
All those other people, they're irrelevant. I decided to sit here and spend this time with you. So either you're gonna appreciate it or you're not.
Right.
So that's
Exactly.
what me, my grandparents, everything. I see other people with their kids and their kids on their iPads. It's like, no,
Yeah.
this is quality time that you can never get back.
Exactly. This
So you
is
gonna waste my time by being on your phone, what you could have did at home.
Right.
So,
right.
that's
Then
how
we
I
could
feel.
stay home and you could have had Chef Boyardee,
Mm-hmm.
canned ravioli, mini ones if you like, so you don't choke. I got you. You know. So I got that. Is that an also
Yeah.
being on the phone
Yeah.
and all like that?
Whether it's the phone or if you watching a game over my head, I'm like,
Oh no! Wait a minute.
No.
What's
What's the difference?
That's the
What's
same
the
thing.
difference?
Yeah, your
But you're
attention's
not
elsewhere.
Oh, big difference.
No, it's
How?
not.
It's a big camera. I can
Nah.
make my eye contact with. I'm still.
Nah.
But exactly,
No.
like you're not paying attention to me.
You know what you gotta do in
Yeah.
those situations?
Get up.
So no, listen. If you know you haven't talked to somebody
Yeah.
and they get on their phone and then they want to start talking, just put your attention somewhere else. It gets
So they
all
can
the time. Yeah, just don't pay them
You're
no mind.
reciprocating.
Then they'll be like, wait, hold on, wait a minute,
I'ma
what's
just
going
tell you
on?
about yourself.
Like, hold on, wait a minute. You see what you
wanna
just did to
be
me?
here.
No, I
I'm
feel
just
that.
giving it, putting it back on you. You don't want mine. You don't give me attention.
Mhm.
I
What
won't
you
pay you
doing?
no mind, and it hurts. It hurts when people give you
But-
what they did to you.
Or even better, put your coat on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no, yeah, I can say that.
Oh, are you cold? Nah, I was getting ready to go because you seem busy.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know that's kind of mean.
No,
but-
it's great. It's passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Give it back to them.
I put my coat on.
Like, you had,
What
you
do
had
you
Even
guys
expectations.
take
if I'm
together?
out, even if I'm out with
And
girlfriends.
he drove.
Yeah.
Uber.
What if he?
Okay, so here we go.
He drove.
Dating 101. Okay, because he said he drove, right? Dating 101. First and foremost, don't ever go out with anybody without enough money to one, pay for your food, and two, get yourself home.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't care if he drove. I got my own Uber app. Okay? I got my own Lyft app, and I got 2 feet, and I'll walk if I need to. Okay? Catch a cab. Okay? Whatever you got to do. But I will never be 100% total at the mercy of no man at no time. One, because you never know who that person is going to be. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
might meet somebody, and if he turns out to be a total psycho, or he's just loud and you know, obnoxious, that's a turn off for me.
Yeah.
You know, if he's aggressive, that's a turn off for me. And I don't want to be in your car. If you're being aggressive with me, I don't want to be in your car anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
Drive
because
all
that's going to be a fight, and then I'm going to get arrested because I'm going to do stuff to you that I'm going to get. Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just saying, there are just certain characteristics that's going to put me in a position not to want to be in your presence anymore. In that case, I'm just going to call it quits at the table and just be like, thank you. And like I said, I'll even be nice enough to pay. I'll pay for the meal because that's how much I'm not going to see you again. That I'll pay for it and be like, you know what? You can keep your money because you're going to need that to pay for next month's app fees. Because you're going to need to find
I'm
somebody
eating my
else.
money. I'm not doing no refunds. You gave it to me? Oh, I'm not doing no refunds. Hey, baby,
You know,
I know.
right.
Mom, not
So
being
you
selfish.
have
No, I'm not being selfish. It's more so, hey, you gave it to me. Why should I block your blessing?
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? You gave it to me.
Gotcha.
Why should I block your blessing?
Now, is there any attire that you feel inappropriate on a date?
Woo.
Sagging your pants.
If you don't have on a belt,
Yeah.
don't even come talk to me. Okay? If you don't have on a belt. If your shirt is not pressed and it got stains, that means you did not do laundry or you wore it 3 days prior or whatever the case may be, that's a turn off. If you smell like underarm and you just came from the gym, don't tell me that you didn't have time to shower. I'd rather you call me and tell me that you're running late than come to me smelling like you just came out the gym. No offense, Mike.
I
Okay?
did just come out the gym.
No. You know what I'm saying? But you don't smell. I mean, no, just for the record. Yeah,
Since always
you
no
do not
offense,
smell.
though.
No, you say you go to the gym all the time and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So
Don't go on
that's
a
all I was
date.
saying. You know, yeah.
What I find interesting about all of your comments is that you focused on what the man wears. What about the woman? Is there anything that's inappropriate for her to wear?
Yeah, you know.
I
Absolutely.
just throw that out.
Depending on what the setting is always what the environment is. You're around his family, you know, people
Be
with his son,
conservative.
you know
Yeah,
what I mean? And then you got your boobs, your
Wear
butt
a
out,
bra,
and everything.
yes.
Now you just standing there naked. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
In front of all those men, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not even just the men. Cause let me tell you, I'm not walking up in front of somebody's mother with my blouse cut down to here, my skirt up to here. You know what I'm saying? And I got on a short jacket, knowing I have a prominent backside. And there's a certain look I would not want his mother to look at me and be like, and that's what she chose. You know, the one thing I do ever worry about is a man's family, whether it's his sisters, his children, or his mother, looking at me as if I'm just a piece of meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or, you know, and the one thing that always kind of plays in my head is that whole, you can't make a hoe into a housewife. And we run on perception. It's true, but it's true. And it's like, think about it. Before you can even open your mouth to say anything, the moment you're walking down the hall and Ma opened the door and she like, oh, they coming.
Right.
You know, she's already made a
Impression.
There's already a preconceived notion about you based on what you have on. So I'm going to be mindful of what I put on when I'm around his family. I'm going to be mindful what I put on when we go out. I truly, honestly believe what you look like is a representation of the person that you're with. So if I always want to make the best representation of myself as well as him, okay, I'm going to make sure that I am dressed appropriately so that I can, you know, best represent him and myself. Sorry.
Is that true? Is that true for the younger generation now?
Yeah, I mean, the way someone presents themselves, that tells you a lot about their character. And, you know, from my past experiences, like going on dates and stuff, like, you know, if someone like comes with like, you know, showing their chest off a lot, like I can see that's probably not the type of woman that I'd want to like be with. But I mean, it goes further than that, because that's kind of like skin deep. Like you need to like really talk to the person, see where their head's at, like as far as that goes. At least that's why I've learned like at this stage, because like, you know, before I would jump right on that, but like now like having some more experience and like, you know, developing a relationship with God, like I'm learning to like look at women as like something like before, like, you know, they might have been like that slab of meat, and that's not a way to look at them. That's not a way to look at anyone. It's terrible to like classify someone like that. You need to look at them for like who they are. Like you need to look at their soul.
All right, I got one last question then.
Go ahead.
I mean, things are popping in my head.
See. Go for it.
Suppose the person that asks you out, because you say you're going to do all the research, you find out that they had a criminal record. Is that a knockout?
Depending on what it is.
All right.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
You know,
I think everyone deserves a second
Yeah.
chance. Just because someone, you know, may have made a mistake or faltered, you know, it doesn't mean that they wouldn't change and make themselves better. And you could be that person to help them, you know. But I also wanted to talk about, I know we talked about a lot of the cons in online dating. Let's talk about pros.
Are there any?
Okay. So,
Yes.
yeah. What's the pros of online dating? Go for it.
I think meeting more people, right? Because, I mean, when you're online, you have a plethora
Yeah.
of men and women. And the convenience.
Of being at home.
Yeah. And, you know, being able to reach more than one person.
See, that's a fact too. Like it's like a grocery store. Like you see what you want, you know, check the expiration date and everything, and then,
Wow.
if it looks good, you swipe.
Wow.
Expiration date.
Yeah, that's
What an analogy.
That's a good one.
And like the way I do it now is like I don't even bother with the bios, because like if I find someone attractive, I'm gonna swipe on them, because like I'm taking like more of like a quantity approach, because like you never know who you're gonna match with, who you're not gonna match with. You match with that person, you see their bio, okay, we have like these things in common. Let's talk about that. But you know, sometimes you reach out to someone and like you ask them like a question, try to touch on something, they're like, "That's cool. Okay, I'm done. You're not even gonna contribute. My back hurts from carrying this conversation. I gotta go."
I have a question.
Yeah.
So for women, I know me, I'll get a lot of matches. Like mine would be like 50 matches.
Okay.
But then how is it for guys? Because I'll look at my brothers, because let me see yours. And it's like he's the one that's constantly approaching the girls. And
Right.
then he'll probably have matches, but then like the conversations will be like 3 girls.
Yeah.
Or like, him starting it saying, hey, how you doing? Everything the same thing. Hey, beautiful. Like, how is that feeling? If, guys are approaching me, I get their message and it's like, okay, hey, how you doing? And then now you, as a guy, it's like, okay, I have to talk to this girl first. How does that feel?
I mean, it's really not bad. Like, as long as they have something like in their bio that like I can touch on. Like, if they don't have like a bio or anything, then maybe I'll try to like comment on something like within one of their pictures. But half the time it's like talking to a piece of bread. Like, I'm not gonna get anywhere. That's why I appreciate Bumble somewhat, because like sometimes like the girls have to go first on Bumble.
Okay.
So like sometimes like the girl will be like, hey, and it's just like, okay, this is probably gonna be stale. Sometimes they'll like comment on something that I have in my bio. I'm like, okay, perfect. We have something to build off of.
Right. And the fact that you took time to learn about me because you read my bio.
Yes.
True.
Exactly.
I mean,
Like
I
they
think-
show effort.
yeah. I think one of the problems, well, for me, had I come across your brother and he said, hey, beautiful, I wouldn't even bother. Why, again, I just kind of feel like the hey, beautiful is so generic. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing authentic about it. And if I walk down the street and some man say, hey, beautiful, I would get annoyed. I really would. I would get annoyed because I'm like, so you couldn't just say hello. You had to, it's something about the beautiful. And the thing is, even though I don't feel it to be offensive, I do, only simply because sometimes it would be, hey, beautiful, hi, how are you? I'm well. You don't want to stop and talk to me, baby? No, I don't. I'm really in a rush. All right, well, F you then, B, and you know what I'm saying? And it kind of goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the hey, beautiful is not, that's not, it's not complimentary to me. You know,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, if I answer this really could go somewhere else. You know, so I'd rather not answer it. I think it might be in the approach. It depends on the approach.
Yo.
Absolutely not. Won't even
And,
look in your direction.
And all honesty, hey, beautiful, it's like, that's a beautiful word, hey, beautiful, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to have a negative stigma to it. Me personally, somebody say, hey, hey,
What's a
beautiful.
good opener?
People say, hey, beautiful to me all the time, you know what I mean? What's the difference when people saying, hey, beautiful, and these days, what's the difference when people say, hey, beautiful, and a male saying, hey, beautiful? You know what I mean? Hey, beautiful.
Experience.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's the experiences that took out. It was my experiences with the hey beautiful that takes out the compliment in it. You know, so with us having different experiences with that and all like that, and I hope you never have the experience I had with that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'll tell you, I've been stalked. Listen, men take rejection. Some men take rejection in a negative way.
Right.
Or they will get that way to where it's just like, okay, let me escalate. Let me escape from whatever situation you're gonna put me in. But I've been in those situations all the time. Men approach me all the time. People will drive up on me while I'm driving. I'll roll their window down. Hey, beautiful. Hey, let me talk to you. Oh my God, you got it. See this, see that. And I'm just like, listen, I'm not gonna bring negative energy. I'm like, thank you so much. Have a good day.
TLC didn't like those scrubs for no reason.
But-
Okay.
But listen.
It sounds good, but like in the city, like I'm from Philly, so they saying hey beautiful, but like you said, if you don't answer the way they want you to, they trying to fight
whole
you.
nother
Yeah,
situation. Exactly.
So now it's traumatizing. Like say my name, it's a cat call, literally, and you don't mean what you say. So it's just like,
Exactly.
you're trying to get my attention, and if your intentions aren't pure, trying to get my attention, then
Exactly.
yeah, no, for real. I said I'm saying that. I thought I was cute. Now you talking about F me and my mama? Like, dang.
So if I can have you, no one can.
Yeah.
But listen,
So-
you just gotta engage them out.
Yeah, this is true.
You gotta engage
So-
them out.
All right, so I'm new to the dating scene, okay? I'm gonna put y'all all on the spot now. I'm new to the dating scene. And we're gonna wrap up with this because I'm sure somebody watching this is gonna be like, well, I'm new to the dating scene, so what kind of advice do you give me? And I'm gonna give all of y'all just a minute so that you can give what kind of advice would you give me about dating today.
What
Okay.
do you know about dating? That's all I ask you first.
What do I know about
Yeah,
dating?
you say you're
no,
new.
No, okay. Let's just say, well, whether I was a young adult in your generation, I mean, truthfully, I'm all right. Divorced, starting over. Okay, but I'm starting over in a new age of dating. Dating today is different than dating back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So what kind of advice would you give me now that y'all done signed me up for, the dating app and all kinds of stuff.
First thing I would say,
you done did my profile and my picture and I'm like, yeah, what kind of advice would you give me?
first I will ask you, how do you view men? That's one.
Okay.
I say, how do you? Because some females, they view men in a negative stigma. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I don't like men. This is her. No, every time I see a man, I don't like a man. But then some women, they're like, men are beautiful. So it's more so, how do you view men?
Okay.
And once you figure that out, then you can move to the next step. And did you heal from your divorce? Are you ready to, open up to somebody else and start over from scratch? Are you ready to, fill him up with love and you get filled up with love as well? Are you ready for that? Can you handle that?
Gotcha.
That's all actually. That's the best advice.
Okay.
Because listen, you say, oh, get on dates. Okay, go on Bumble, go on Video, okay, go on these things. And then you figure out this is not what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody
Yeah.
wants somebody to care for.
Or I'm comparing
Yeah, you
everybody
compare-
to what
yeah.
I just came out
Yeah,
of. Or
you know what I
whoever.
mean? So you
Gotcha.
have to come at it with a different perspective of what you want. Understand what you want first before
Okay.
you get into the dating scene. Understand
Gotcha.
what type of man you need to fulfill your needs.
Gotcha.
And then, make yourself that woman to, be good for that man. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And then it will come.
Okay. All right.
I
Mr.
have
Build
some
it, they
advice.
will come.
Hold on one
Yes.
second. Yeah. Mr. Ford, what kind of advice would you give me?
You see, I have no personal knowledge and no desires to ever do something like that online.
But
That
here's
makes
the thing.
no sense.
But,
No sense
but
to
you're
me.
but you're just giving me advice on dating. They just happen to be the generation that's dating online. But you
Go meet
giving me
somebody
advice.
at the place where you enjoy being. Maybe somebody else will be there that doing the same
Such
thing.
good
That's solid.
advice. That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Forget that computer nonsense.
Gotcha. All right.
If you enjoy being on a computer.
Oh, God.
In that case, go
I
back
give
to
up.
lesson number 1. Aisha, your advice?
My advice would be to protect your mental health. There's a lot of emotional and mental strings attached to dating, I would imagine, and online otherwise. Protect your mental health.
Okay. Now, how about you, Mike?
Uh,
What kind of advice?
Have an idea of what you want and, be authentic, be genuine, and, hopefully it'll come. I know it's kind of cliche, but, if it ain't broke, they'll fix it.
Okay. All right.
My advice is to know yourself first, and then to know what and who you're looking for.
Gotcha.
Everything else will align after that.
Okay. Well, my advice would simply be, 1, don't take anything for granted. Okay? And when I say don't take anything for granted, don't take what you've done in the past as, what's necessary now. Judge people for who they are, not according to with who you've been with. That's the first thing. Secondly, I agree with y'all. Know yourself. Know what it is that you want, but also know what you don't want. Okay? Because that makes a difference too. You can get a whole list of somebody and he'll have everything you want, but then they'll come with some stuff that you really don't want. Know what you don't want. Know what your non-negotiables are and stick with them. Because your non-negotiables are going to be your guideline for your relationship. It's your playbook with this person to say, hey, this is how we're going to do this. This is how we're going to do this. And finally, be careful, because everybody is not who they say they are. Catfish are real. We live in a dangerous world, and people's mental states are not in the right place. So just be careful, have fun, but make sure you're doing it safely. We thank y'all for joining us in the cafe today. Thank all my friends for being here and everything. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
A cafe conversation. It's a cafe conversation in the ladies' room. A cafe conversation in the ladies' room. A cafe conversation in the ladies' room. A cafe conversation.